Will turn-based RPGs be getting interesting in 2026? And what on earth do I mean when I say that? Well, in today's video, we're going to dive in and explore and talk about that and much, much more. So I'm hoping you can join me today for this one. So with that all being said, what is up guys? Jen here. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. If you like the content you are seeing, please consider hitting that like button. It helps out more than you know. And if you want to stick around for some more RPG content, you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. So what exactly do I mean when I say that turn-based RPGs are going to be getting interesting in 2026? Well, there's a few elements to this and we need to go back a little bit here. We need to talk about Game of the Year 2025 and my personal Game of the Year 2025, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This took the world by storm. Not only was it an amazing game with a great story and awesome gameplay mechanics built by a team that was passionate about making a game that they wanted to play and a great soundtrack to boot, but it also rippled waves in the gaming industry, just showing what you can do with a smaller team and just a little bit of passion. And I feel like that trait is going to carry on through to 2026. And of course, that is a turn-based RPG. And for those that are probably typing or wanting to talk about, but Jen, there's plenty of turn-based RPGs. They've been around forever. Yes, and I've played a lot of them. I covered a lot of them last year on the channel, from Octopath Traveler 0 to Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy Tactics, and everything else in between. I love the turn-based RPG and I will continue to play them. I'm just very excited that now that they are getting thrusted back into the mainstream just that little bit more. Now, because of the success of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, it's going to catch on and a lot of developers, companies are going to want to try and capture that lightning in a bottle. Some of them may fail, some of them will succeed, and some of them will be absolute bangers or even hidden gems that we'll discover even later down the line. Now, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 took the turn-based RPG and added some real-time elements, really mixing up just the traditional, hey, an ability, use against enemy attacks, I attack, enemy attacks, and so on. I'm not saying that all turn-based RPGs are like that, but that is just the framework on what turn-based RPGs are built on, and Clair Obscur Expedition 33 did that with quite a lot of stuff. And I know that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 isn't the first to do that. It has taken inspiration from Final Fantasies of old, like Final Fantasy X, Legend Dragoon, Paper Mario, and everything else in between. I get that, I know that. This video is more catered to the fact that it has pushed that genre into the limelight a little bit more than it ever has been, even pulling in players that normally would not go for that type of game. And me, as a turn-based RPG fan, it makes me happy because there's going to be even more choice, more complex systems, more engaging systems, and just a lot more choice of what to dive into. And I do think this is going to kick off in 2026. Heck, we have already seen it because there is a Chinese RPG series out there called The Legend of Sword and Fairy. They announced their remake of their 4th game, and yes, it looks quite like Expedition 33, from the UI, from the camera presentation, to the way that abilities are chosen. Even a parry system seems to be there as well, and I think we're going to see more of these on top of the great turn-based RPGs we already get, like our Octopaths and our Dragon Quests and games like that. We're getting Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined this year, and that's my most anticipated game for this year. But I think, again, the success of Expedition 33 is going to get a lot of developers to maybe think, hey, should we try a turn-based system in our game? Should we add more elements to the turn-based game we're already creating? Should we add a parry mechanic? Should we try and dive into the systems and see if we can do something new that hasn't been done before? Can we raise the bar even higher? And that's exciting. It really is. And even companies that are well known for RPGs have looked at Expedition 33's success and think, maybe there's something still there. And I can't see why people would be mad at this. Maybe it might turn into an oversaturated market, much like the Souls games have for a lot of people. I think that can happen with any genre as it gets popular, like the roguelite. But it just creates more choice. It creates a backlog, I guess you could say. We're going to get very big turn-based backlogs in 2026. But the fact that we've already seen a trailer like Sword and Fairy adapting and using these mechanics, I guess some of you will say straight up copying, and I guess each to your own, right? It does look very much like it, but it does not mean we discredit this series. This has been known as China's Final Fantasy. It's been around since the mid-90s, spanning 7 games and other games in between that. It's never quite hit the Western market. Sword and Fairy 4 could be that one because they've took something that they know that works and had very much success in the West with Expedition 33. So I should imagine it's gonna keep the mechanics, maybe tweak them and personalize them a little bit more. It's a very early trailer. It's also using Unreal Engine 5, so it's probably gonna look similar in the aesthetics, maybe, I don't know. But turn-based RPGs in 2026 are gonna get interesting. We're gonna have the traditional bangers like we always do, but we're gonna get some games that are out the blue from other studios and maybe games that we've not heard of, and really making these turn-based RPGs that people want to engage with. Not that we don't want to engage with the other ones. There are some great RPGs, but some people are looking for certain aesthetics. I think a lot of people fell in love with games like Final Fantasy VII through to Final Fantasy X, and then kind of fell off with Final Fantasy X because they wanted that very lifelike fantasy setting with turn-based mechanics, and a lot of games lean more on an anime aesthetic, which I don't mind. I've played plenty, like the Persona games. Ni no Kuni is a great RPG with turn-based mechanics that I've absolutely loved. I'm specifically talking about the first one, but a lot of people are wanting that AAA kind of feel that Clair Obscur brought to the table, and I get that. I'll play anything if it's got good systems, but there is a market, and I think a lot of people are going to be jumping on it. So it does make the genre quite interesting, and the fact that we've seen a trailer before even 2026 hit is a sign of things to come. So I'm really interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on this matter. Are you a new fan of turn-based RPGs because of Clair Obscur Expedition 33? Did that bring you back into the genre and you want more games like that? Are you like me and you love turn-based RPGs and you're just welcoming more and more experimental turn-based mechanics and see what they can do? Or are you a little bit afraid of the genre getting a little bit oversaturated in the future and a lot of people starting to become sick of turn-based RPGs? I think it's a really big discussion, and I thought I'd kick the year off with this discussion as it is my favorite style of RPG to play, so I'm really interested to see what the discussion is around it. I don't think we should sleep on Sword and Fairy. It's a well-established series in China. Yes, they seem to be borrowing a lot of beats and drums from Expedition 33, but they've done that with their other games. I think one of their games, they tried to go for a Final Fantasy 13 type battle mechanic, and then before that it was more traditional turn-based, and I think their latest one, they went action as well. They've definitely gone through the battles with their genres, and if this is one that can put their series on the map, they might want to go back and remake their older library of Sword and Fairy games. Who knows? What a discussion to begin this year with. Where will it take us when we get to the end of this year? Who knows? But I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.